Okay, so we are going to discuss about the function. So function is basically a group of some related tasks. For example, if I have a car and in car I have to start the car. So when I have to start the car, there are multiple functions are involved. Like spark will generate and it will give a start to engine, and engine will take the petrol, and then it will then the entire process will be started. So there are many things are involved with that. But do I need to know how this car is getting started, how it is taking petrol, how it is taking the
No,
electricity from anything? There is
no.
just one push button is there, which creates the ignition, and rest entire process is done automatically. So this is what is known as function, where some task has to be performed by some group of tasks in a sequence needs to be performed, and we are doing those tasks one by one. Okay, so this is called function. So functions is basically means we can say if I have to perform some task, then we need to make function. So the task are so functions help help uh, in modularizing code. Modularizing the code means suppose I have task that is to be again and again. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll make a function out of it, and just after that, my task is just whenever that task is needs to be performed, just I'll call that task, and the task will done. Okay, so function is the function helps in modularizing the code. Then second thing is with functions. Um, with functions, we organize the code in clean manner. Okay, and the third thing with function is uh, the repetitive repetitive code can be reduced using functions. Okay, so this is what we do by function. So and when we have to define the function, so to define the function, what we do is we give the def keyword. Okay, with def keyword, after def keyword, what I'll do is I'll just give the function name. So here I can give this function name, and this colon. After that, I can write the statements. Okay, so this is how we write the functions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, if suppose I have to perform some task like calculation, means three four step calculation has to be applied. So um, suppose let's say def swap function I'm making. Swap function, what swap function is doing is there are two values are there, and it will exchange those values. So this is val1 and val2. Okay, and here what I'm doing is I'm taking um, val1 comma val2 is equal to um, no, I have to return the sum of both. So what I'm doing is return val1 plus val2. Okay, I'm taking add function. I'm giving name as add function. Now I'm giving a statement like what statement I'm giving? Um, v1 is equal to integer input, enter the first number, then v2 integer input and enter the second number. Okay, and then I am just printing this. So uh, print um okay, just print sum of both numbers is, and here I am printing. I am doing this add of v1 comma v2. Okay. So this I have made. Now I am executing this. So first number is 3, second number is 4, and it is printing the sum of these both numbers. So you can see I did not do any operation over here. Rather, I called this function, and this function has returned this value, this addition of these two values. Okay. Now, suppose I have to perform some calculation with this. So suppose I am doing val one um val one in multiply is equal to val 2 and val 2 val 2 um val 2 multiply is equal to 5. Okay, and then I'm returning val 1 and val 2, and here I am now executing this. So suppose I'm giving 5 and 4. So now you can see here now it is returning me this 40. So what this 40 is? So I have given this second number as well, v2 as 4. So this is 4 into 5 20, and 5 into 4 again 20, and 20 plus 20 it is returning 40. Okay. So basically using the this now I have done some calculation over here. Somebody say that how this calculation has come. No, nobody need to know that what calculation is performed over here. Only I need to know is that this is the calculation of something. Okay. So for example, I am going to calculate the incentive of a person. Okay. So I am taking define um, calculation of incentive. Okay, and here I am giving the base, sorry, calls and let's say I'm giving bonus. Okay, and here so I have taken here I'm taking three things: base, call, and bonus. Okay. Now, here I am taking right like fine final salary is equal to, okay, if base is greater than 10,000, then base, then okay, let's see. Bonus will calculate here. Bonus is equal to base um base into let's say if it is 20%, so we'll multiply with 0.20, and then sal salary is equal to base plus bonus plus, and here I'm giving every call 100, calls into 100. Okay, and then we return the salary. Okay, and else bonus is equal to base into 0.40. Okay, now here I am giving V1 means base. Base is equal to, here it is, this is base, base integer input. Enter the base salary. I'm taking this as input, and then I am taking another value calls. So suppose it has done 350 calls. Okay, so finally we'll calculate the salary. So print salary of this person is, and here I am just calling calci incentive, and here I am passing this basic and calls. Okay, I am doing this as basic. Okay, so here what I'm doing is, this is just entire mechanism of calculating the incentive. I have to give this basic and the number of calls done by this person, and then just I'll and do the calculation. So base salary, suppose base salary is 12,000, and so sorry, calls also needs to be initialized. Sorry, here itself I'll give enter input, enter the calls, done. Okay, and here I'll give 12,000, and suppose in the month it has done 200 calls. Okay, so now you can see this is the salary of this person. Okay, so in just one step, the entire salary is calculated. Whatever now the basic is, and whatever call is, it will give you the final salary. Okay, understood?
Yes, so
Okay, so here you can see I am using this return statement again and again. Here also I have used, and here also I have used. What this return statement is doing, return statement is basically when I am calling this function from here, and I am sending these two values for the calculation. So I have sent these two values for the calculation. Now the calculation, these V1 and V2 will be accepted in the same way they are here. So V1 will be accepted in val 1 and V2 will be accepted in val 2. And then here calculation is performed, and whatever the final calculation is there, that calculation will be passed back to this function. So this calculation, whatever this calculation is done over here, this calculation is passed back to this, and it will display the result that has been generated over here. Okay.
so here in V1 in the print in the add function in the print statement you have given V1 instead of val one and val two. Will it consider V1 and V2 as val one and
Mm,
val two?
your voice is breaking up very much.
So I'm asking here in the print statement you have given V1 and V2, right?
Yes.
Um, val one and val two. How it is taking the V1 and V2 as val one and val two?
See, these things are the parameters. जब आप parameter, you are comfortable in Hindi, correct?
No, I don't understand Hindi. Sorry.
Okay, no issues. So here this is valve V1 and V2. These are the parameters, okay? And
Okay.
these parameters are passed from these sources, right? When these are passed from here, there should be someone who should catch these values V1 and V2 over here, right? So
Okay.
when this function is called, this v1 is passed in the at val1 and v2 is passed in the val2. So that is the order that needs to be followed. Okay, so v1 value will be in val1 only and v2 will be in val2. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
Okay, so if you want to check, you can check in this way. Like suppose I am doing this again. Okay, I'll just let you know. Now I am not giving this print statement over here, and I am just um. So here I am printing print value of val one, and here I am printing val one. Okay, and print value of val 2, and this is val 2. Okay, so now when I execute this, so suppose I have given 5 for what happened. Okay, when I what happened. Oh. Hmm. I'll execute this. 5 for I have given v1 and 3 I have given for v2. So you can see here it is when this function is called. Okay. No, this is not yet called. I am just add v1 and v2. I'm just giving it is not yet called. Okay, I'm executing this. So I have given 5 for V1 and 5 for 3 for V2. So you can see here the value that I give for V1 has come for val1 and value I have given for V2 has come for val2. So the same
Okay.
order, whatever we have given this in the same order, it will go into the same variables in the same
Okay.
order.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how the functions are being
But
called.
you didn't give the print statement how it gets the value for val one and value for val two.
Here inside the function, I have given the print statements.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Got
so
it.
okay, so means in both way these can be there. Either you can print directly inside the function itself, or you can return the value, and those returned values will be printed via will be used for the further processing. So both ways are there. Based on the need, you can use these values of val1 and val2. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubt?
No. Okay.
Okay, so now the next thing comes is like there is a scope of the variables. So what is the scope of the variable? So scope means there are two types of scope. There one is global variable and one is local variable. Okay, so for example, I am making a global where I am making, and this value I am giving, suppose 35 I am giving. Okay, and then I am calling I am making a function def um scope function. I am using this scope function, and here I am giving a function. Sorry, yes, clear. And then here I am taking a variable called local where. Okay, and here I have given this value as 65. Here I am printing print inside function, and I am printing local where. Okay, then inside this function, what I'm doing, okay, inside this function itself, I am printing the global where as well. So I am taking global where here I have now I am printing this, and now I'm not returning anything now. Now I am trying to use print outside function. Uh, There are so many typing mistakes happening with me. In outside function, and here I'm trying to print the um, global where, and here itself I am trying to print the local where. Okay. Okay, I am doing this now. Is there anything needs to be done? No. Okay, so this is function. This is function. Okay, I have called this function. Now I am using this. Now you can see here inside, when inside it was there. So inside value of local variable also got printed, and value of global variable also got printed. Okay. An outside function on the global var value is printed, but this local var value is not printed. Why this local value was not printed? Because this local variable was defined inside the function. So whatever the value you defined inside the function, you cannot use those values outside of the function. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so this is what is the concept of scope. So, for example, if you are using, suppose I am defining again I am add function I am defining, and here I am taking v1 comma v2. Okay, and here I am performing task for the v1 v2. So print what I am doing, print in lo local var v1 comma v2 here, and here I'm printing format v1 comma v2 I'm giving over here. Okay, and then I am returning v1 plus v2. Okay, and then I am taking values. um, v1 is equal to 10, and V2 V2 is equal to 15, and I am printing. So now I am trying to print value for, no, first of all we'll print the addition. So print the final sum is, and I am returning at v1 comma v2. Okay, I'll do val1 to this, val2 to this, val1 and val2. This is also val1 and val2. Okay. Now I am trying to print the values of um v1 v1 print v1 comma v2. Okay. I'll do this now. You can see here. Fine, 10, fine. Okay, v1 v2 I have defined earlier as well that those values it is taking. So here I gave 5 and 3. So that's what it is taking. Ideally, it should give error. So let's say I am giving this V1 is a VV1 and VV2. Here I am doing VV1 and VV2 and this I am passing VV1 and VV2. Okay, now I'm executing. Now you can see here it is giving me VV1 error in VV1 and VV2 because for this VV1 and VV2 are not existing, right? What we have done is I have identified this val1, I have declared val1 as 10 and val2 as 15, and I am using this to call this function add. So now inside this you can see inside this, it is printing these values for VV1 and VV2. It is printing 10 and 15. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is VV1 and VV2. Okay. So now it is returning it is returning the sum of this, and sum of this is being printed over here. But now when I am trying to print the VV1 and VV2 here, it is telling that these values are not existing, right? So why it is telling me that these two values are not existing? It is telling me because when I gave these values, when I pass these values from here, they are getting accepted over here, and while accepting, these values are now considered as the local variables, right? So for this
Mm-hmm.
function, inside this function, anywhere you can use and you can do anything with them. So I have printed the values of both has been printed, and then I am using this to return their sum as well. But when so their sum has been printed over here, but when the sum is printed after that, when I'm trying to use the same variables, it has lost its existence. Okay. So existence
Why
of
so
local
the print
variable.
statements why both are in the same place? Why it lost its existence? It's inside the function, right? You didn't start any other function.
So it has lost its value is because VV1 and VV2 were given inside the function. Like here, you can see here when I made the local variable over here. When I was trying to print this local variable, it was giving me error that this variable is not defined,
Yes,
right?
because
In the same way, in the
because
same way,
it
when
belongs to that particular function. But
yes,
here you have you have given only one function and then you have defined everything, right? I don't get it here.
yes. So basically, again, when I am passing these values, these are getting accepted over here. And these acceptance is as a local variable. VV1 and VV2 are now local
Okay,
variables.
okay,
Okay. So when I am printing this inside the function, it is printing their values,
okay,
right? But and when I am using these two values for calculation, it is doing those calculation and it is returning also. Okay, and that return this 25 is being printed. But since VV1 and VV2 were the part of add function, they were not a part of any other process, right?
okay,
So
okay, got it.
if you will try to call them outside of that function, it will generate an error. Is it clear now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. No, there are some more kind of parameters are there. So those parameters are and there is something called a default parameter. So how default parameter works is suppose and now suppose when means I am having um now suppose in this Okay, and here I am again, let me take it from here itself. Okay, now with this function, what I'm doing is I am just passing one value only. Okay, here you can see there are two values are there, but here I'm passing just one value only. So if this happens, it will give me error. It okay, there is return to and are there. Okay, okay. So now here I'm giving 4 and 3, but here it is giving me error. Why? Why it is giving me error? Because here it is expecting two parameters while I have given one parameter over here. Okay, so when something like this happens, so what you can do is you can simply um, suppose I am giving this VV2 is equal to, and I am giving suppose 8 over here. Okay, and then now I'm passing. I am 4 3. Now it is doing this 12. Okay,
Okay.
understood. So what now it is doing is what now it is doing is final sum is I am doing this at val1 plus val1 comma val2. So if I am giving this 5 and 3, it is giving yeah, so when I'm giving 5 and 3, so it is using 5 and 3 as values and it is giving me total as 8. But when I'm giving just one value, so 5 is taken as it is, and second value is taken as this default value. So this is called as default parameters. Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Yes.
Any doubt with this?
No.
Okay, so this is how you can define the default parameters, or you can give the default argument. So, so that whenever the user forgets to pass the required variable, it can take those values from default. But the catch over here is that only the rightmost parameters can be rightmost arguments rather arguments can be under default. So if you try to suppose I am trying to give an ad and I have given VV1 is equal to I have given 8 and VV2 is as it is and rest I am doing as it is. Okay, so rest everything I'm giving as it is, and when I'll call this now, okay, so it will give me error. What error it will give me? That non-default argument follows the default argument. Okay, so the whenever you are giving the default argument, always make sure that your default argument is at the right side. Default argument can be must be on right side and non default should not follow it. Okay, नॉन डिफॉल्ट उसको फॉलो नहीं करना चाहिए. Okay,
Okay.
So this you have to keep in mind. After that, one thing comes is that keyword argument. So in keyword argument, what you can do is keyword argument. So in this, what happens is, suppose I am giving defined and hello function I am giving. In KW arguments, now I have to give KWARGS. This only I have to give, and suppose I am giving the message as if KWARGS, then print, suppose hello. I'm taking this zero hello. I I am your host. This and your seat number. Your seat number is this. Okay, and here I am giving dot format. Uh, Guest host seat. Okay, I am giving like this. Okay, and now I'm calling this function as hello, and I'm giving this Sharmila. Okay, name guest is equal to guest name is equal to Sharmila, and host underscore name is equal to Kushal, and seat number is equal to 15. Okay, I'm calling it like this, and now I'm just executing this. So what happened? Okay, it's not like that. Okay, sorry. Here I have to give um, KWARGS, and here I am giving this. This here, this name should be same. Otherwise, this will give error. Let me give it again. KWARGS. Here it is like this. Then comma and KWARGS, and here this. Hmm. Now I'm executing this will give error because I have not given the same name. So I'll just remove this name over here, this name from here, and this. What's happening now? This KWARGS, this. Why it is giving me error? KWRG key, keyword or argument not defined. Just give me a second. I'll just be back.